Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Insights with Anthony. So you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of changes going on with the channel here. Number one, there's not going to be any more produced videos. There may be some editing, but there's not going to be anything that is produced, such as, checking my lighting, writing out scripts, and then sitting behind a teleprompter and reading what I've written, because it's just, I think it's lacking some authenticity. And I don't work with scripts when I work with people, and so why the hell am I working with scripts when I am trying to share the same message with you all that I share with clients, that they can in fact be successful regardless of what's going on in their lives, as long as they or once they learn how to utilize the information that's coming in from the senses, and determine what is truth from fiction, and fear from reality. And so for now on, this is just the way it's going to be. Just me talking to you about things that I believe are hopefully going to help give you some kind of foot up, or a rung up the ladder out of the hole that you may be in. I work with executives. I work with all sorts of people, helping them to understand how to have better relationships with employees, with team members, how to build those sorts of things, and how to have better relationships with family members, wives, husbands, children. Communication is everything in our lives. We all need to interact with each other, right? There's an interdependency that takes place amongst all of us, and there's a healthy way to do that and an unhealthy way to do that. It's a pendulum. We can swing between antidependency and codependency in the flip of a switch, and being able to regulate ourselves, that's where we're able to start being able to take better control over our lives, because we're better able to regulate our own emotional system, right? We can better understand our emotional guidance system, and therefore we're able to be led in a more direct way, and in a more clear direction. And so that's kind of what this is about today, is authenticity and being unscripted. We all make mistakes. We sometimes we fuck up, and yet we have to get up. We have to be bouncy. That's one of my favorite statements. It's something I live by. It is being bouncy. We all have to throw ourselves off the cliff occasionally. If you're in a job that you hate, and you're not pursuing something you absolutely love, you know what? That's on you. That doesn't have anything to do with lack of resources. That doesn't have anything to do with a husband that's not supporting you, or a wife that's not supporting you, or the fact that you've got 6 children, whatever it may be. Anything that you are not doing is simply because you are listening to fear, right? False evidence appearing real. Things are scary, and everybody's got a different situation, and some people say, oh, well, you know what, you're different than I am. No, I'm not. I just took on one of the biggest challenges of my life by throwing the first annual Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference. Never done anything like that before. But here's the difference. I didn't know that I should be concerned about the process. I didn't know that, right? I just thought, well, this is something that other people do, so obviously I've got the ability to do it. And that's where things are different with me. I am different than you. I am the only me that there is. You're the only you that there is. And I'll tell you, I don't have a problem throwing myself off a cliff and going for what it is that I want, because I know that at the bottom, even if I hit the ground, I'm not going to splat. I'm going to bounce. Right? And that's what I always talk about by being bouncy. You have to be able to take those risks. You have to be able to be willing to fail. Failure does not identify anything about you except for the fact that you're resilient as fuck, right? I mean, there are people who are after this conference are like, dude, when you started that thing, I thought you were absolutely crazy. And you know what? Good for them that they think that, because maybe I am. Right? But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with not being afraid to move forward through the flames? Right? You got to get to the other side. We oftentimes call that the most painful barrier. Being able to see the prize on the other side, but then being afraid to go through it because of the difficulty that it's going to create, and the pain that we know it's going to create to walk through that wall. There were some valuable learning lessons that took place in throwing that conference, but I'll tell you what, it was a freaking amazing success, and that comes partly because of the things that came out of it, right? I was lucky enough to have a great keynote speaker come over from the UK Hypnosis Academy, Carl Smith. A lot of people know who he is. He's a good friend. Well, like I say, he's a good friend. He's a great acquaintance. Got to know him pretty darn well, and spent 3 days with him in Vancouver. He invited me to go up there and meet some of his friends, he said. And I took him up on the invitation, and I got to meet a guy that in 15 minutes is changing everything that I'm doing about my business. I hope you all know who he is, and if you don't, you need to go out, you need to check his work out. I know that I have made a huge purchase on Amazon for his books and that sort of thing, but his name is Dove Barron, and in a few short minutes he rocked my fucking world. And I'm excited about it, and it's what I needed at this point, and it's what's going to help motivate me and kick me to the next level, right? And in that doing, I get to help motivate and kick you to the next level, and I'm happy to do so. So, life is what's happening as we live it. Go out there, go enjoy it. Be authentic, be who you are, follow your passions, and just take things as they come. If you need help, if you want help, I'm here. If I'm not the right guy, I can direct you to somebody who is, or woman, doesn't matter. I'm Anthony Gish with Excel Hypnosis. I hope you like, share, and enjoy the content. I'm Anthony with Insights with Anthony, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.